Hey, what's up you guys? So I am back for another tutorial, and this tutorial is going to be a simple and easy DIY. Now I've had this Ottoman for about a month or so. It's Z's old Ottoman, but I'm the one that's using it, so I wanted to go ahead and try to revamp it. So if you guys want to see how I revamp this Ottoman, then just keep watching. So the paint I'm using is by Valspar, the Divine Color Metals, and it looks like this. It's in the shade silver. I really love this paint. It's like the perfect, you know, metally type of looking silver that I really like. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint the edges of the Ottoman with a, you know, just a regular old paintbrush. And I had to go over this about 3 times because I did not sand this down. It made it a little bit difficult for the paint to stick with just 1 or 2 coats. So 3 coats would be best. You know, let them dry within an hour each time frame. That way, you know, you won't have to wait all day for the paint to dry. So that's what I'm doing. You see me painting all sides of the Ottoman, including the legs. I am not painting the inside brackets. Like you see those 2 metal brackets, I'm not painting those. And this is what it looks like after 3 coats. It's really pretty. I really love it. It gives off that nice metal look that I really like. So I am just going to take some fabric. This is some crushed velvet fabric from JOANNS Fabrics. I got about 3.5 yards for this, and I just draped it over the Ottoman. Now what you guys see me doing here is I'm at the back of the Ottoman, and I just turned it right. I just turned it on the side, and I am going to go ahead and start hot gluing at the very edge of the Ottoman. Now I am doing this because it's going to give that, you know, nice tailored looking look, you know, when you cut it off, and it's not going to be, you know, super rough. I gotta make you see this is just a silly crush. So I flipped the Ottoman back over, and now I'm gonna go ahead and flip it on the front face. I'm still at the back, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hot glue the edge of the back of the Ottoman, not the very back where the part opens. You don't want to like glue right there because it will cause difficulty when trying to open it up. You just want to glue right at the edge of the Ottoman. I hope I'm making sense. So now the Ottoman is open, and I hate that I wasn't in frame for this part, but all I did was basically just pull the fabric over the Ottoman and just made sure it was taut, and I just, you know, put hot glue at the seams and the inside of the Ottoman and just hot glued there. Now what you see me doing here is I'm cutting slits into the fabric, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut the excess fabric off of the fronts because we're gonna use that for the very front of the Ottoman. And yeah, it's just really easy to cut after you've hot glued. So the excess fabric that's left on the sides, I'm just going to pull it taut, and I'm going to, you know, do the same thing with, you know, the other edges, just putting the glue there and pressing down, making sure that I have really nice seams, or the best seams I possibly can get with hot glue. You're gonna go ahead and cut that fabric off. And right here you guys could see a little bit better. I'm just, you know, pulling whatever's left of the fabric from, you know, the back and pulling it taut, making sure that the seams are pretty nice and lined up as they possibly can be. I even dream of you, I swear. Visions of you and I. So, and now I'm gonna go ahead and cut that piece off. Now what you should have hanging left is the front piece, which is like right there. That long little piece right there that I'm gonna cut off, it's the front piece. So you wanna cut that off, and I'm gonna measure the front to see how much I would need of this, and I'm gonna measure the side as well. So that's pretty much all you see me doing here. And once I've measured how much I need for the front and the side, I am just going to take whatever's left of the front and I'm going to go ahead and work on the sides. Now I am going to show you a mistake that I made later on in the video, and I'm also going to show you guys how I like fixed the mistake. So basically all I did was whatever was left from the back and whatever is left from the sides, I just glued them together as close as possible to make a really nice edge. I hope that makes sense. I just glued those pieces like together so it's not looking funky. And whatever is left, I'm just gonna tuck it in and glue it, you know, inside the ottoman. So now you see me going ahead and cutting the edges of the side of the ottoman. As you guys can see, it looks pretty clean cut. It could look a little bit cleaner, but that's as good as my scissors got, and I really didn't care too much about the unfinished look, just as long as I could get it as perfect as I would like it for my liking. But yeah, so whatever's left from the sides, you're gonna go ahead and cut that off. And this is the mistake that I made with the front piece that we cut and measured before. I went ahead and I tried to take the other side, because I did the other side off camera, and here was the mistake that I made. I basically went ahead and glued the front down and made sure that that was stuck properly and whatnot. But when it came to the side and gluing that part down, it was kind of hard because the fabric didn't stretch all the way to the corner. The part that I measured, it didn't measure all the way on the side. So how I really messed up is the left side that you see me hassling with. I brought that fabric over a little bit more over on the side than I would have, you know, on the other side. I hope that makes sense. But as you guys can see, it doesn't look really crisp or clean. It doesn't look like it's meshing within the fabric, even though it's the same fabric. You guys see that really funky looking edge, and I'm gonna show you how I fixed it. So I just ripped everything apart, and I took a different piece that I had left over, and I cut the front part however I could possibly cut it, and I just glued within those places that I just glued. You know, I don't know how to really explain it because I'm awful at explaining things, but you guys will see once I cut that, it's gonna look a little bit more seamless and a little bit more tailored. I hope that makes sense. Like, you want to make the ends meet and match as much as possible without overlapping and causing, you know, a visible seam. I really hope that makes sense. I am not a seamstress. I am not a professional. I'm just showing you guys what the heck I did. So yeah. Just gonna cut whatever excess is off so it's not in my way and bugging me. And yeah, I just basically went ahead and like cut right at that seam so it looks a little bit more seamless than what it did before. So you guys can kind of like see that it looks a little bit more seamless. And if those little hairs bother you, all you have to do is like go over with your scissors and just slightly, the slightest, you know, little cuts to get those little fuzzies off if they're really bothersome for you. But yeah, this is pretty much it. This is how the ottoman came out. I really do like how it looks, better than that old funky looking ottoman that was what it was. But But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you do thumbs this video up. It helps me out a lot when you guys support my videos. If you aren't following me on all of my social medias, make sure you are following me on all of my social medias. Check out some of my previous videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.